Live, this is Fox News First.
Good morning, everyone. We've had a real mess going on all morning long. Of course, it was an overturned 18-wheeler, and of course, it took place at that Fine Silver Curve. We usually have that issue. That's one of those areas in town that we normally see some problems on and off over the last several years. So good news is things are starting to get a little better in that area. Things have actually opened up, so that is what we're happy to see. I-10 at the Fine Silver Curve, you can see that it is moving through the area pretty smoothly, and now we're beginning to see some cars coming up from the south side, 35 south and getting on I-10 west. So it looks like things okay. Christina DeLeon is out there kind of giving us another view of this accident and this 18-wheeler. How's it going, Christina?
Well, it's looking much better than it did earlier today, as you can attest to here. Let me step out of the shot here and show you what we're talking about. We're seeing traffic moving right along in both directions. This was a really dicey situation. This all started about 2 o'clock this morning, so we're looking at hour 5 in this situation. Police did a really good job clearing up, along with tow truck crews and other crews that were moving things from this big rig. Things are starting to open up at 35 southbound to I-10 west and 35 northbound to I-10 west. That ramp was the last to open up this morning, but it does appear that it has opened up. What we're learning is that the driver of a big rig around 2 in the morning simply lost control on the Fine Silver Curve, carrying onions. That was their load in their trailer. The driver did lose control, we're told, had to be transported to Baptist Hospital as a precaution. Expected to be all right, though. Now, crews were brought in to transfer those onions from one trailer to another. That big rig, the trailer part ended up on its side, and it took several hours to really clean things up, but it does look like things are back somewhat to normal, though, and they did open up traffic. Several lanes have been back open, so that is the good news if there is any, but it did take several hours to do just that. They really didn't want to mess up the morning commute too badly or for too long, so that's what it looks like out here. It does look like things are slowly but surely coming back to normal as we go into the 5th hour of things being shut down on that infamous Fine Silver Curve out here, and hopefully things can get back to normal for anybody who's going to be driving this direction. If you're heading 35 northbound, heading 35 southbound, and you're trying to get to I-10 this morning. That is the latest reporting live. I'm Christina DeLeon. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Goodness, what a scene that must be.
It was been kind of wild this morning so far.
Bunch of onions, huh?
Yeah.
Guess so.
They can't lose my onions. I love my onions. So especially
We've already been through enough.
And if you're driving nearby and then you start smelling the
Smelling
onions, or
onions.
you're maybe listening to a song and start crying, you know,
like-
it's not the song, it's the onions.
Or it's allergies. In this case, it's not the allergies.
Very true.
Could be allergies.
It could. You know, we're starting to
It's
see a
pretty
little uptick in some of the pollens actually from recently.
That's
So
not
let's get you outside as you're waking up with us. And look at this. This is Gonzales right now, and that is fog. A little bit of fog in the air. We've been allowed to cool off overnight quite nicely, and that is some fog that we have here and there. Temperature right now of 72 degrees. The wind out of the south at 6 miles per hour, and the dew point 67 in San Antonio. So yes, a little bit cooler. In fact, Gonzales, you're at 63 right now. Good morning to you. Kerrville, you're at 68. And today, well, lower humidity, so the temperature during the afternoon is not going to feel any hotter than it actually is. So that's some better news. Still breezy too. Coming up, we will talk about, well, even hotter weather. Stick around for that.
Brett, thank you. Breaking overnight, San Antonio police say 2 people died in a crash on the southwest side. It happened just after 10 o'clock along Research Plaza near South New Braunfels Avenue. They say it looks like the driver might have been street racing, lost control, and plunged upside down into a creek. When authorities pulled the car out, they found the bodies of a man and a woman. No other information was released.
Well, right now at the Live Desk, we continue to monitor a developing story this morning. North Korea firing 3 missiles. South Korea believes that these were short-range ballistic missiles fired from North Korea's capital region and landing into the East Sea. Japanese officials also detected the launch. It's the latest move by the isolated country to advance their weapons program. At least 18 launches so far this year. And it also comes after Kim Jong-un declared a most serious emergency, a COVID-19 outbreak in North Korea. And this is the first time that North Korea has taken claim to any case being identified in the north for the entire pandemic. That's the latest from the Live Desk. I'm Ashley Sutton.
Ashley, thank you. The Supreme Court is set to meet today for the first time since the leaked Roe v. Wade draft emerged.
And so the court's 9 justices will gather in private for a scheduled conference today. No one, aside from the justices themselves, will be allowed to attend that meeting. Chief Justice John Roberts confirmed the draft's authenticity last week.
The first of what is expected to be several attempts in Congress to codify the Roe v. Wade ruling failed in the Senate yesterday. Vice President Kamala Harris presided over the vote, but Democrats couldn't overcome a Republican filibuster. Republicans argue abortion should be decided at the state level. Democratic Senator Joe Manchin voted with Republicans, saying he supports keeping Roe v. Wade, but the current bill was too broad.
Meanwhile, at least 24 homes have been destroyed by a fast-moving wildfire that tore through a California neighborhood. The coastal fire has prompted evacuation orders for hundreds of residents. Nearly 200 acres have burned so far, and the fire is at 0% contained. There have been no reports of injuries to humans or pets. The cause of the fire is under investigation. At 7:06 now, coming up, contract controversy. Why one San Antonio council member plans to vote no, and a local group that agrees with him. This is regarding the police union and the city.
That's right, the contract. And putting a dent in our wallets, the tough choices one father of 4 is making to keep his family above water, and the new job he's taking on to support them.
Look how quickly it just changed. About 3 minutes ago, I showed this and there was some fog. Now it's really starting to build in spots. So patchy, dense fog potentially for you in Gonzales, outlying areas. We will get hot again though today. Your forecast coming up.